We're in talk
Aboriginals.
mode, and today we're looking at a non-fiction book, um, The Less Stressed Lifestyle: Regain Control and Rediscover Happiness by Carl Vernon. You know, I like myself a little bit of a non-fiction book, and recently I've been on this hype. I went to a library and picked up a ton of like self-help, motivation, organization, time management, those kind of books. This one really spoke to me from that lot, and therefore I'm reviewing this one. So let's get into it. The book was first published in 2017 and weighs in at around 293 pages, not including the acknowledgements and the index. I'm going to read a little bit from the blurb. So, as a follow-up to his best-selling book, Anxiety Rebalance, Carl Vernon shares the tools and techniques he used to go from being highly anxious and stressed to enjoying a lifestyle of freedom and choice. His advice is that we cannot remove stress from life. It helps us get things done, but we can manage it better. Here, he gives you the tools to move stress out of your way using his stress wall technique, make money work for you instead of you working for money, improve your mindset with a happiness trick, find more time and energy by separating good and bad stress, and organize your life to create more time for the things you enjoy. That's spot on in terms of what this book really covers. And there are loads of individual actions we could dive deeper into. But I just want to go over essentially the core of the book. Carl Vernon here uh, mentions 10 actions that we should take to achieve a less stressed lifestyle. So I'm just going to read the headings for you and maybe we'll explore some a little bit deeper. So, action one is to change your mindset. Action two is to manage and reduce the stress. Action three is to rediscover happiness. Action four is focus. Action five is to think healthily and boost your confidence. Action six is to make a start and make a difference. Action seven is be true to yourself and invest in your number one asset. Action eight is to find endless passion. Action 9 is to organize your life and manage your environment, and action 10 is to make money work for you. Now, on the face of it, those actions sound so generic, and the truth is that some of the things mentioned in this book should be common sense. And if you've done any reading on self help, motivation, anything like that, then you might see some overlap in the stuff you read in this book. However, the way he frames things and explains the little steps that you can take right now really does resonate. Um, I have right now. I'd say I'm on average stress. You know, everyone's got the normal stress, bills, debts, whatever. So I wouldn't say I'm overly stressed at this moment, but I have been, and I can see how the steps that he outlines in this book would help someone get out of that lifestyle, basically. Um, There were a few things that I would like to mention in the review that are more specific in terms of what he's talked about. So, first up, let's see. Yeah. Well, one of the things he tells you to do, and so he tells you to do a lot of little tasks while you're reading this book. So, grab a pen and paper, write this thing down. A lot of self-help books do that. One of the things he said in this book is if you're struggling to define what you want, it's worth spending some time thinking about this. Write down all the things you want and put them somewhere you can see them. Here are some of his wants: to be a better father by spending more quality time with my family, to be financially and mentally free, to want to get out of bed every morning. And these should act as a reminder of why you want a different life with more happiness, time, and freedom, a less stressed lifestyle. So that was a little paragraph from his book, um, on page 105 to be specific. Um, Most self-help books that I've read do tell you to write down your goals, and but they're normally a lot more specific in terms of they're specific to your job or they're specific to your financial goals or whatever. This seemed a lot more genuine. I can't think of another way to say it. This wasn't he wasn't although he mentioned that to be financially and mentally free, that was just a generic overall statement rather than, oh, I want to be a millionaire, you know? Um, and like the other one, he said to be a better father by spending time, more quality time with my family. I'm not a father, so that doesn't apply to me, but it resonated with me in the sense that, truth be told, I've spent a lot of time making goals that were financially driven or a specific target. And I do agree in them, they're smart objectives, etc. But this was more of a like, what do I want from life sort of situation. And it wasn't materialistic for the most part in saying, oh, I want to travel a lot or I want to do this or whatever. It was just around that goal. Yeah, I want to be a better person. Do you know what I mean? So I really like the idea of that. And it's something that I intend to do and just stick up on a wall so you can see it. You can see why are you doing the things you do every single day. You're working so hard, you're doing this, you're doing that, running a side hustle, whatever it is. At the end of the day, you want to look up at those goals and be like, okay, this is the reason I'm going through this stress and in this moment to get to that. And I don't know, man, to me that was a little bit motivational. So I was like, it's worth mentioning on the episode. And then another another little thing I'm just gonna read to you here. He comes up with something called smash your tank. And he says if you put a fish in a tank, it grows to a comfortable size within that tank. This is similar to when you put a plant in a pot. It will only grow as big as the pot allows. It's the same with humans. We only grow as much as we're allowed to grow. This brings up the question, how big do you want your tank to be? So it's very similar if you've ever heard the story about the fleas in a jar. When the jumping fleas, I don't know what they're called, but when you put those jumping fleas in a jar, at first they will jump and keep hitting the top, and some of them might die out. Eventually, they learn from that and only jump as high as the jar allows. It doesn't matter that after a while, if you take the top off, they'll still only ever jump as high as the jar allows. And this is quite similar sort of analogy to that one. He's essentially saying, well, a fish or a plant is stuck in the size of the pot or the size of the tank. And he's asking us, how big do we want our tank to be? And I don't know about you, but I don't even want to be in the tank. I just want to be in a bloody ocean, if you carry on his analogy. So, smash that tank. And yeah, I like that, man. It's not that it was something new I'd heard, it's just put in a different way. And yeah, man, it resonated with me, you know? Why are we limiting ourselves even with some of our goals? Like, let's say your goal is to be, I don't know, get to 50 grand as a yearly salary. Well, yeah, that's nice to have a goal, but don't limit yourself there. The path is limitless. You can do whatever you want, really. You just have to put the right work in. So, and it's not all about money as well. I don't know, man. Would you be? One of the questions he poses is, let's say you got a million quid in the bank, but you're stressed as hell. Like you're stressed about losing that money, you're stressed about your business, you're stressed about your job, whatever it is, you're just always stressed. Would you rather be in that situation? And I know a lot of people say I'd rather cry in a Ferrari, or would you be in a situation where you're comfortable, you got 50, 100K in the bank, and but you live in a comfortable life, it's less stress, you're doing your own thing, you're able to be with your family, able to do the things you enjoy, your hobbies, etc. You're not wanting for money at 100K, really. Well, you shouldn't be unless you've got a really expensive taste, which some people do, fair enough. But you should be happy with that. That's not to say you're limiting yourself to that, but you gotta know where the thresholds are, right? If you set a goal, one, it needs to be realistic, but two, be humble with your goal because you can be content on a lot less money than 1 million quid. Anyway, man, it's just a book that made me think. It wasn't all about financial, it's just some of the bits that I've mentioned were financial, and there is chapters on that. But there's other little techniques and bits and bobs that he mentions in there that really just reframe things in your mind and allow you to, I don't know, enjoy life a little bit more, stress less about the whole situation surrounding you. It was pretty cool. In terms of a rating, as you can tell, I've had a lot of positive comments about this book. I would say this book should be a solid five, actually. I was debating 4 or 5. I think it's a solid five. Now, solid five in my rating scale normally means it's got a permanent place in my library. Unfortunately, this is actually borrowed from the council library. So it won't have a space on my shelf, but it'll certainly remain in my thoughts. And I will be writing down some of the key bits that I really resonated with in the book to try and, apply them to my life. Yeah, man, great book. If you're living a high stress lifestyle, I definitely recommend this. It could change things for you if you're willing to put in the effort. But like all of these self-help books, there's only so much the author can do by telling you things. You have to be given the other 50% to actually implement those things and make changes to your life. Let me know if you guys want me to dive deeper into any aspects of this book in a different episode. Then drop me a message at Wahab Originals on Twitter or Instagram. Thank you guys so much for listening. Take care. Goodbye.